Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we're back at the Train Depot Apartments to see some progress on the remodels. So, we haven't been here for a little bit. We've been busy with the new liquor store and other properties we've been buying, flips, but we are finally making some visible progress here. So, that's really good to see. And all the doors were shut, so that was good to see as well. And then I didn't notice before, we have a Merry Christmas sign just to be very happy and cheery for anybody who wants to rent here. A couple of months ago, no, it wasn't that long ago, like a month ago, it was super cold. And we stopped by and the doors were open. Then we had some issues with the pipes freezing. It wasn't a very happy time or a good time. Since then, it seems that most of our issues have been taken care of as far as people leaving the doors open, so that's good to see. Now, here is what one of the units we're going to show you looked like when I first bought the place. This is not remodeled, so this is not after we fixed it up. This place was nasty. This was actually one of the nicer units, honestly. There weren't as many roaches in here, just a couple. The appliances were real nice. There weren't quite as many bugs everywhere. There you can see some of the roaches right there. They were everywhere. So we haven't seen any roaches in months. I think we got rid of those. The place looks way, way, way nicer. And we're actually getting closer to being able to rent a unit or two. Now, that's a little tricky if you're doing construction because it can be noisy and disturbing to tenants if you're working on other units. But we're kind of trying to get one side of the building finished first and then maybe move on to the other side. And some of these units on the far end could probably be rented and not have too much disturbance from construction and other things going on. So I paid $595,000 for this, I believe. See, you don't want to look under the counters in these units. You don't want to open the fridges. You don't want to open the stove. Some of them you just didn't really want to walk into at all. But, the curiosity always got the best of me. And there were a couple fridges I opened that still had, like, meat in them from a while back, so that was not smart. But anyway, we paid $595 for this. We've got quite a bit of money we're putting into it and we'll put into it. But in the end, we're hoping it'll be more than $1 million property once we get it rented and stabilized. And these units should be pretty nice, some of the nicer units in this town. So hopefully, we can get $1,000 a month for them, maybe even a little bit more based on how they're turning out. And we are skipping the medicine cabinets in the bedroom, but we might have a medicine cabinet in the bathroom. I think that probably fits a little better. Now, we also had some kitchen issues with this and another flip. You might remember my video from a couple weeks about that. We had one kitchen delivered here that was complete. We ordered 3 kitchens for here. And then we ordered another kitchen for a flip we were doing too. And we thought they delivered the wrong flip or the wrong kitchen to the flip. They didn't deliver the right kitchens here. We finally figured out what happened. They had delivered the 3 kitchens for this complex, but they delivered one full one to the complex, half of another one, like a fourth of another one, and then they delivered like the rest to the flip. So it's this big mass of cabinets, and we finally figured it out when we wrote down all the cabinets, took inventory, realized, okay, they actually gave us 3 full kitchens for the complex here, but they delivered part of 2 of them to the flip. So we were able to get all the cabinets back to the complex. Then it made sense. We talked to Home Depot. They swore up and down that they delivered everything. And then after looking a little bit, they realized, oh yeah, your other kitchen is sitting here in our back room. We're sorry, we need to deliver that to you. So the flip kitchen was still in Home Depot, and we got all that worked out. So that kitchen is in. These kitchens are, starting to go in, and we are finally making some progress here. And we did not keep this custom paint. For those of you wondering, I know it was tempting, but we decided to go with something a little more modern and fresh. And honestly, all these bathrooms pretty much needed gutted anyway, so that's what we did. Now, I know the door looks bad, but inside, this is what it looks like now. We still need to finish off the heat registers. They are missing a few pieces. But otherwise, we're really close. We need some appliances. There's our kitchen. We increased that doorway a little bit so that we could add more cabinets. For those wondering about the sink thing, we don't put a cabinet there because if you're bending over doing dishes, you'd smash your head on it. So that's why we don't put a cabinet there. And here's the bedroom. And they're actually pretty large bedrooms. These are all one-bedroom units, but they're good size. They're not like teeny tiny one-bedrooms like some of the ones we have at our actual other complex, which we do call the complex. Those are a lot smaller. These are much more roomy. New windows. We still have one window that's not in because the contractors broke it. Our bathroom. Look at this. It's pretty much done. I don't know why my phone does that. And it's not just this phone. I have had multiple phones that make those weird lines. And it's always in the bathroom. I don't know what it is about bathroom light. But there you go. There is some really good progress. Now, I'm not showing all of the units today because the ones on the south side, which you don't know what direction that is, but basically behind me right now, haven't made much progress. They're all kind of the same. So I was checking that one, and they were people actively working in that one, and they really don't like it when I film them. So I'm like, you guys keep working. Don't let me bother you. And I was going to go to these and see how these looked as well down here to see what progress we had. We do need some concrete work outside still. Obviously, we need some painting work. There's a fire in the boiler room at one point. And so this one doesn't have kitchen yet, but everything else is pretty close. I mean, you need some doors and some sinks and a toilet and paint and trim and stuff. Otherwise, it's almost done. These bedrooms aren't... This bedroom's different, actually. That one's not as wide, but I think it might be longer. So actually, I lied. These units aren't exactly the same. Sorry about that. Here's another bottom unit, and this is one of the ones where not much has been done. And so that's something else with this project. We're like, hey, let's try to finish one unit at a time, get them finished and move on. And they kind of got in a groove of trying to do everything at once, and we're like, no, let's focus on one unit at a time so we can get those finished and done, then move on to the other ones. So you can see that unit as well with its sweet walk-through wall is also doesn't have a lot of progress, so we've shown those a number of times. I felt like I didn't need to show those again, but we can show you some of the units above us that are making even more progress. I wonder, did I go in the one down low? Down there? Did I skip that one? I was going to say, I think we had more kitchens in than what I was showing. Or maybe I did go in there and it wasn't quite... I don't know. I'm getting lost. There's our laundry room right here. I haven't decided yet what kind of machines I'm putting in there, but we have enough outlets and utilities for 2 washers, 2 dryers. I have dryers, lots and lots of dryers that would work. My washers aren't in very good shape that I have extra from the laundromats, so I'm not sure about that yet. But this kitchen, not quite as far along, but still cabinets, counters are in. This is another one with kind of the skinnier bedroom. I wonder if we would charge different based on these floor plans and how much room there is. I wonder how... I might have to try and figure out how to figure the square footage to see if there's a huge difference. Again, shower is mostly... God, there's those weird lines again, just in the bathroom. See? I don't understand it. There's something weird in those bathrooms going on. And then we have the other unit. If you're wondering, this is an old train depot. That's why we call it the train depot. And this side was a freight side. That's why the floor is so much uglier. But again, not as much progress here. So overall, things look so much better. We're making progress. We have some units almost done. Still a lot to do, obviously. Still a lot of work to come in, to go into this. But, yeah, this is what it looked like when I first bought it. And a lot of the units were occupied. The tenants were paying very little in rent, but they were awful units. So now they will be much, much, much better. And we also will probably paint the outside, do a little bit of repairs to the outside as well. And we have not figured out what color to paint it, or, yeah, that might be a tricky one. If you have ideas or suggestions, let us know. It does have that metal roof, which, can't really change the color on it. I guess maybe you could, but I don't really want to. So we kind of have to go with some kind of color that would work well with that theme. All right, there you go. Let us know what you think of the progress in the property and what color we should paint it. We'll have more updates on this coming soon. We'll have more updates on the new liquor store we bought coming soon as well. There's a lot of work going into that to get everything just set up and ready to go, let alone improvements and different things we want to do on that front. So we'll have a lot of updates on that. And yes, it is definitely losing money now. Hopefully in the future, it will not be losing money and we aren't doing all this work for nothing. We will see. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.